Welcome back to KHR Press. I'm Eddie Law. Joining us today is an undefeated lightweight at 6-0 out of American Top Team Portland, taking on Dedrek Sanders at LFA 219 on October 10th in Clarksville, Tennessee. He's got hands, he's got kicks, he's got subs, he's got wrestling. And if you don't mess around, you're going to find yourself asleep one way or another. Ladies and gentlemen, Dzhamal Mavliudov. How you doing, man? That is awesome. No, that is a clip right there, dog. We're using that. That is awesome. how you doing, man? Just a week and change out from the fight?
Dan, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for your time. I'm doing good. Thanks. How are you?
Good, man. Appreciate the time, dude. Do people butcher your name? Because I tried it. So I always practice it without looking it up. I was this close, man. I was saying the D somehow, but do people mess up your name a lot?
A lot, man. A lot. Honestly, after I moved to America, it's just been so much, A lot of people messed up my name, my last name. It's a fucking bomb. Even nowadays, when I fight in LFA, it's my third time, and they still mess it up sometimes. I'm like, okay.
No. I saw your name and I was like, this guy's like a ring announcer's nightmare. Like immediately that ring announcer is going to be like studying that for weeks. And then the night before and then still screw it up probably.
Yeah. They still do it. So I'm not like, okay, not taking too personal,
Hey, it is what it is, dude. All right. So for folks that are just preparing to see you fight for the first time in Tennessee, which honestly it's wild to me because first of all, if you haven't looked this man up on YouTube, please do it now, okay? Like some of the stuff I see you do in the cage is wild, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Where are you from originally?
So I was born and raised in Russia, but I'm Turkish. Like both parents are Turkish, and I was born and raised in Russia.
What's it like growing up there?
Dude, it was awesome. I'm so glad that I was raised there. I feel like I just had everything what I need for my strong. How do I say that? For my strong mental game, I would say. I just had everything what I need to. I had in Russia to build this confidence and stuff. So yeah, that was good. It was good. I really like that. I enjoyed it. I'm so glad that I was born there.
There you go, man. You took me right into what I want to talk about first, dude. A lot of what I see you do in the cage, and even when you talk in interviews and stuff, how do I put this? You're different up here, dude. It is weird to see like the way when you have an opponent in front of you, I can see your eyes working like, all right, this dude's gonna do this and this. I'm gonna crack him with spinning this or whatever. It's the wildest thing, dude. Is that something that you had to work on, or that just come naturally?
Dude, honestly, it just comes with experience. It's nothing. I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere. Obviously, it's experience, it's fights, and all this shit, cage time. But yeah, you're not the first one who mentioned this. Yeah, honestly, I'm different here. This is my strongest weapon. It's my brain. And every time when I step in the cage, I just I start playing chess. So yeah, this is my secret and main weapon. So yeah.
Dude, watching your fights is wild, and it's a lot of fun because your style is, I don't want to say sneaky because it's not a sneaky style, right? As someone that comes to the sport, you can see, like I'm used to seeing, fighters lay traps, but you start laying traps before you even get in there, okay? When the ring announcer says you're a Sambo fighter, your opponent's immediately like, oh, this guy's going to shoot at me right away. And you're just like, yeah, I'm going to shoot on you. Boom, piston jab. I'm like, damn, dude, like I literally, like the last fight, we'll talk about here in a minute, but the last fight, that's exactly what happened. You walk up to the guy, he's just like this, and he's looking at your midsection, waiting for you to shoot, and then you hit him with the sneaky, snappy jab. I literally sat back, I was like, damn, where'd that come from? Shit, like, wild. Like, how would you describe your fight style? Because I can't come up with a word for it.
I mean, a lot of, like you said, a lot of people think that, oh, he's from Russia, oh, he's a combat sambo. And they're like, okay, he's gonna wrestle, and especially my warm up in the cage. I don't know if you noticed, like, I walk in, I do shoots, wrestling shoot, and they're like, okay, he's preparing for wrestling, And I feel like this is one of the biggest problems of all my opponents. They're like, oh, he's gonna wrestle, but you never know what I'm gonna do. I still I'm good at wrestling. I've wrestled before, and I'm good at striking too. But I would say I'm more of a counter striker than wrestler, because I've been doing wrestling growing up, and which is kind of weird, you know, because I would say I'm more of a wrestler than striker, but it just goes super smooth in the striking. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take this, you know.
Mhm. No, so last time, quick night for you, first round finish, right, over Tristan Waltney. You had this man head spinning. This is the guy I'm talking about. He was looking at you like you were from outer space. It was the wildest thing. I have never seen anything like that in a cage. You threw a nasty head kick just off the rip. And he had no choice but to eat it. And then for some reason, this guy, I literally, like, as soon as he does it, I sat back like, come on, dude, really? Like, he shoots on you and you flew up with a knee right to his face. Like, and then later on, like to end the fight, you hit him with that left hand, the liver shot, and then the left hand up top, drop him, and you finish him. When you look back at that fight, was that a statement win in your eyes? Because to me, I'm like, look, whoever sees this tape, like, needs to like just subscribe to anything, follow this guy on everything, because it is wild.
Yeah, man. To be honest, I just like I read everything. I watch.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really had a lot of clips on him in
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and Fight Pass or something. So I didn't really have something to work on. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna prepare for his because he's a good grappler. He has black belt. And I was like, but he didn't stop me for a second. I was like, okay, if he grappler in my head, it clicked right away. Okay, he's a grappler. I'm gonna prove that my grappling and wrestling is better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I feel like this is my fucking mistake. This like I should have not do this, but I just love it. You know, I love to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, he's a grappler. I'm gonna shoot on him. I'm gonna take him down. And as soon as we walk in, I start like reading him because obviously I didn't have clips to work on. And I was like, okay, this guy is so afraid of my wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Maybe I should just prove that my striking is way better than yours. So I was like, okay, you know, I just decided to change my game plan right away in the cage, you know. And this is,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, the main important thing about me, that I don't have a I don't have a certain game plan like, oh, okay, we're just gonna strike in this fight, or we're just gonna wrestle, or we're just gonna grapple.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna do what we have to do, you know. So I can switch, I can change whenever
Mm-hmm.
if I just want to, or if I have to.
Dude, so that's like a chip on your shoulder type of deal, right? That whole, because you call it kind of like a problem where it's like, I want to prove him wrong. All right, there's a certain guy that runs the biggest MMA organization that loves guys with that problem. All right, and I'll give you one name, one guy that does this every single time: Alexander Volkanovski, UFC featherweight champion. That is the guy that you remind me of, not in fight style exactly, but in that mindset of, all right, cool, I'm gonna face Brian Ortega. He's a jiu-jitsu killer, right? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with him, right? I'm gonna face a striker. Cool. I'm gonna strike with him. That's that. I mean, you got to hang on to that, dude. That's great.
Yeah, but honestly, when I said I feel like this is my biggest. Fuck. Sorry again.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. When I said this is my biggest problem, I meant like my coaches are always saying like, "Hey, this is not right. This is not right." But deep in my head, I was like, "Why? What do you mean this is not right? If I know, if I'm confident that I can do this, hell yeah, I'm gonna do this all day long." You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't really worried about that at all.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it really, honestly, like, your fight style is so much fun to watch. So there's a lot of talk about lightweight division being the most stacked in MMA. What makes you different from all these other lightweights that say they're just as hungry as you are? Like, what makes you different?
Damn, I always ask this question to myself. I'm like, damn, there's so many other guys who about my record, more wins than me,
Mm-hmm.
or they more talented than me, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm just different. Deep in my heart, I know I'm different. I have this champ shit in me, you know, and why? Good question. You know, I can find my keys to win in any single position that you can imagine from the fight. You know, if I had to wrestle, I'm gonna wrestle. If I had to strike, I'm gonna strike. And my other side, I'm showman. I'm a big showman. I like to
Yeah.
talk a lot. I know the fight doesn't end in the cage. You know,
Mhm.
this is only first round. Basically, you winning here, and then you step on your another fight, which is fight versus yourself and versus all this crowd. You know, when you have to
Mhm.
face people with the mic. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm good at all of this. So there we go. That's why I'm different. There's so many guys who are just good at fighting. You know, but they're forgetting about interview stuff and all these things. You know, when I moved here, I was like, I moved here like 3 years ago,
Mhm.
and I had no English, zero,
Damn.
zero English at all. I didn't speak English at all, and then I started fighting, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna ask me questions. why would UFC sign me but no one else? You know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to be good at fighting and I'm gonna have to be good at speaking. And I'm like, okay, I just started learning English, you know, like putting more F in it, and I think it works out, you know. I think I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you coming up with a kind of like the what we call the whole package, right? You talk, you're a showman, you slay traps, and I mean, damn, you get finishes, dude. It's honestly, I don't know. The way I see you fight, I'm like, there's no way that soon enough you're gonna get the call up to the UFC. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. First, let's get to LFA 219, man. October 10th, Clarksville, Tennessee, against Dedrek Sanders. How are you feeling mentally and physically coming into this fight?
Bam, I feel amazing. You know, last time on my last fight, I told my coaches like, "Yo, I feel great. This is probably my best shape." And I'm not scared to say that. I think I was wrong because this time is my the best shape I've ever been to. Mentally, I'm ready. My weight is good. You know, we're going. Everything is just going their way. You know, everything is smooth and perfect. And I said this last time. I'm not gonna say this again. Every fight, you guys gonna be just surprised how much this guy improves. And is there even limit to me to stop? You know, so I'm just gonna do well every fight that I go to.
There you go, man. Sanders, dude. Sanders has, obviously the age factor and all that, but he has the experience factor. He has 2 fights in PFL already, one of the bigger organizations in the world. How do you level the playing field when it comes to that? Right, come fight night.
Obviously, I respect his that he's a vet. You know, he fought in PFL. He fought in many different promotions. He fought some guys who already been in UFC, this and that. Um, so I'm like, okay, I respect your experience, but I don't think there's something that you're gonna surprise me with. You know, I travel a lot, man. I train in Coconut Creek ATT main gym. I train in Las Vegas. I train in many different guys who are already in UFC. I have a guy in our gym, Brent Primus, who was Bellator champion and fought in PFL. Ricky Simon, UFC fighter, doing great in UFC nowadays. Man, I spar with them. I know I can compete with them, you know? Why and how are you going to surprise me? This is what I say to myself every day when I go before bed. I tell this to myself, how are you going to surprise me? I don't know. You just, dude, only, I feel like only, in this fight, only God can stop me. No one else. You know, I'm just going to go and do what I'm best at.
So hearing you speak, it's you're highly confident, but there's self belief behind that, right? Is that
Yeah.
something you have to work on, or did you just like, look, man, I know I put in the work, I deserve to be this confident.
Man, you know, every time when I talk to my coaches or talk to my parents, you know, my grandma, like, still nowadays, she calls me before fights and she's like, it's okay if you lose, it's okay. You don't have to win every time, this and that. I'm like, listen, it's not okay if I lose, but I put so much in this. I literally, my whole entire life, all I do is I train. I skip birthdays, I skip weddings, I skip good food. Even right now, I'm in the diet, man. And my cousin just called me. He's like, hey, we're doing barbecue. Just come over. And I'm like, forget my number for next week, you know? And yeah, like I lose everything and I train so much. So I'm like, dude, at this point, if I lose, I can't even be sad because it was just God's decision, you know. But I did everything to be confident that I'm gonna go there and show everything that I have.
There you go, man. So normally I ask guys, I'm like, hey, after you get this win, what are you going to ask for, whatever. But I can see, man, you're a man who knows exactly what he wants, and that's to get to the top promotion in the world. You want to look at the camera right now and tell Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, and most importantly, Dana White, why the UFC needs Dzhamal Mavliudov.
Why they need me? Dude, this is actually it might sound funny, but I was having this conversation 1 year ago with my manager, and he was like, "Yeah, UFC nowadays they lost Connor, and they need someone as him to make more sales, this and that, to bring my." And I met up with Sean. I saw Sean at the fight in Vegas, and I was like, Sean, you better just watch my fight. I don't want to ask for any fights, for nothing like that. Just watch my fight and you will understand everything. Man, I don't want to hype up myself, But whatever you guys seeing from Connor, just forget about it. Here I am, I'm coming to make money for myself, for my family, and for you guys. We just have to make it work out. I'm not cheap right away, but this is just why you guys need me. I can do great job in the cage. I can do great job out of cage. And the main important thing, I'm humble and respectful. So I keep everything on the right thing, I feel like, and yeah, just you guys have to. There's no certain thing why. You just have to, because I have everything what you need.
Dude, put on a show October 10th, man. I don't know how they don't call you. That'd be a massive mistake if they don't. All right, this is what I've seen, brother. Just from what I've seen of your resume and your fights, it's just too much. I would love to see you in there for sure. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna call you soon enough. Definitely. All right, man. Let's do it. Yeah, 100%.
I asked them. I literally said, watch my fight and then make up your mind. Don't say anything. I'm not asking for fights, not asking for short notices, nothing like that. Whenever you call me, you call me. I'm not in a rush, but I know my goal is UFC, and then my second goal is UFC belt. So I'm just gonna go through whatever.
Mm-hmm. There you go, man. All right, let's do a couple quick fire questions. We'll get you on your way. All right, first question: outside of fighting, what is the most important thing for you?
It's probably family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much family here in America. My whole family back in Russia. And yeah, it's probably family. I'm only here because of my family. Again, fighting is obviously something that I want to do. It's my career, but I'm doing this for my family. I risk everything just for my family. I came here because of them.
There you go. So that goes right to my next question. So that is your motivation, your family, and bringing them up with you, right?
Yeah, definitely. This is my main motivation, and the second thing is just I just want to prove to myself, well, whatever we can get, just let's see if we can get more and more and more and more. It's not that I'm proving to people, oh, I'm gonna be UFC. I don't give a single fuck if people gonna think, oh, I'm a good fighter or bad fighter, or I fight bums or I fight good fighters. I don't really care about that. I'm only here to prove to myself how much I can get, and can I get more than this? That's about it.
Yeah, hungry man right there. All right, dude. Who is your favorite combat sports athlete of all time?
That's very, very tough question for me. I would name 2, maybe 3 guys.
Okay.
I would say George St. Pierre. I would say Max Holloway. And not gonna lie, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, that's about it.
There you go, man. All right, on October 10th, LFA 219, what can fans expect from Dzhamal Mavliudov?
I don't want you to guys expect anything. Just keep in your head that this is going to be completely new Dzhamal. Just tune in and watch, and their finish come your way,
There you go. Hey, you heard it here first, folks. Do not miss it. LFA 219 from Clarksville, Tennessee. F&M Bank Arena. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Broadcasting live on YouTube, but you're not going to find my guy on YouTube. This man's box office. He's on UFC Fight Pass, so pay up. Don't miss it. Taking on Dedrek Sanders on October 10th, ladies and gentlemen. Dzhamal Mavliudov. Thanks for the time, sir.
Thank you a lot. Thank you.